Thanks to everyone, family and friends, and those who are required in attendance to make this thing legit, to celebrate the marriage of John and Dana. While Dana freely gives herself to this man, she believes it's important that her family give their blessing. So Lauren, as the family's representative, are you prepared to accept the addition of John to your family? Would you join hands, please? Love is such a mysterious and wonderful thing. And I love talking to people who have been married for 5 or 6 decades. And it's wonderful to listen to hear them tell the stories of how to build a successful marriage. There's usually one phrase that I hear over and over again, and usually it's from the men. It's a miracle when describing the success and longevity of a relationship. There's a philosopher named Francois Mariac who says, to love someone is to see a miracle that's invisible to others. But the miracle of John and Dana are all too apparent to me, and I'm sure to all of you. Dana, who's a non-blood member of my family, having been my wife's friend since middle school, and served as the maid of honor at my own wedding, which also a miracle. And John, on the other hand, I met when Dana brought him to Kansas City, and I found him to be open and funny as we talked, and as he interacted with our 2 twin sons. Can be difficult, trust me. And I felt like I was talking to an old friend, and one with whom I share one powerful characteristic: great taste in women. Now, the wedding ceremony itself is filled with traditions that have developed over time. In Dana, you observed one by painting your toenails blue for the something, borrowed something blue. Everybody take a look. There you go. Different cultures have different traditions when it comes to the ceremony. For instance, in some parts of the world, in India, they still have arranged marriages, and the parents match the couple. They may never lay eyes on each other until the day that they meet to be married. John and Dana, however, relied on something much more technologically advanced, the powerful database of Match.com, to determine whether they would be right for each other, and Match got it right. Now, in some Irish ceremonies, the bride and groom hold hands like this, and then their hands are ceremoniously tied with a length of rope, which is where we get the term tying the knot. And the couple keep the rope as a reminder of their commitment. And more adventurous couples do find other uses for it, I'm told. Traditional ceremonies also use Bible verses to describe love. 1 Corinthians 13:4. I've memorized it because I've been to so many weddings over the years. You know the one, love is patient, love is kind. Well, I've never read the Bible, and I know that one by heart. The other ones I know by heart, John 3:16, which I was forced to learn during my 2 weeks in Sunday school. John 11:35, which is a trivia question. It's the shortest verse of the Bible. Ezekiel 25:17, made famous in Pulp Fiction. Deuteronomy 32:41, Boondock Saints. And of course, 1 Corinthians 13:4. Now, this has become the go-to for a lot of traditional wedding ceremonies. And I think it was Paul, the apostle, he was a little off with that one. I don't think love is patient, and I don't think it's kind. Love wants what it wants, and it goes after it, much like Dana did when she winked at John on Match.com. Now, Dana and John are beautifully non-traditional and unconventional, and proven famously with John's sidewalk proposal. You guys catch that on Facebook? It was pretty cool. And I'd like to use a couple of unconventional verses that aren't usually used in wedding ceremonies. The first one is also from 1 Corinthians chapter 13, which was written by Apostle Paul. It's verse 1 through 3, not 4. Just stop there at 4. 4's right out. If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am only a resounding gong or clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and surrender my body to the flames, but have not love, I gain nothing. It's pretty powerful, moving mountains. The next verse confirms what Paul was saying about the mysteries, importance, and power of love. It was written years later by another prolific and profound man, Hugh Anthony Craig III, who said, "You don't need money, it don't take fame. You don't need no credit card to ride this train. It's strong and it's sudden and it's cruel sometimes, but it might just save your life." That's the power of love. Can you feel it? Now, taken on the whole, these two verses speak volumes about the importance of love in our lives. Yes, love is mysterious and large, and though, as Paul insinuates, we are capable of great things through love. But love is in the small things, seemingly mundane. A touch, a kiss goodbye, a kiss hello, a kiss for no reason at all. Don't get ahead of me. You're going to get to it.
Thought I was getting prompted, so.
Okay, no. Some say love means never having to say I'm sorry, but I will say that those words are going to be said more often now that you're married. Look at you, John. Right. John and Dana have chosen two readings. The first is an observation by Frederick Buechner and will be read by Ann McCullough.
Shall I just stay right here?
Why don't you stay right there?
Okay.
Just stand up.
Sounds good. They say they will love, comfort, and honor each other to the end of their days. They say they will cherish each other and be faithful to each other always. They say they will do these things not just when they feel like it, but even for better or for worse, for rich or for poor, in sickness and in health. They will do it even when they don't feel like it at all. In other words, the vows they make could hardly be more extravagant. They give away their freedom. They take on themselves each other's burdens. They bind their lives together. The question is, what do they get in return? They get each other in return. They will always be the other to talk to listen to. There is still someone to get through the night with. There's always someone to get through the night with, to wake into the new day beside. If they have children, they can give them, as well as each other, roots and wings. If they don't have children, they can become one another's child. They both still have their lives apart as well as a life together. They both still have their separate ways to find. But a marriage made in heaven is one where a man and a woman become more richly themselves together than the chances of either one of them, could have managed to become on their own.
The second reading is presented by Jenny Laws as a fantastic analogy for the marriage relationship. It was penned by Henry Nowen.
Many human relationships are like the interlocking fingers of two hands. Human relationships are meant to be like two hands folded together. They can move away from each other while still touching with the fingertips. They can create space between themselves, a little tent, a home, a safe place to be. True relationships among people point to God. They're like prayers in the world. Sometimes the hands that pray are fully touching. Sometimes there's distance between them. They always move to and from each other, but they never lose touch. They keep praying to the one who brought them together.
Now, the vows we make to each other and that you'll make today are sacred, serious, and bind you to each other through your heart and souls. John, you're first. Repeat after me. I, John, take you, Dana,
I, John, take you
to be my beloved wife, to have you and hold you,
to have you and hold you,
to honor you and treasure you,
to honor you and treasure you,
to be at your side in sorrow and in joy,
to be at your side in sorrow and in joy,
to suffer with you in hard times,
to suffer with you in hard times,
to share with you in prosperous times,
to share with you in prosperous times,
to be transformed by our life together,
to be transformed by our life together,
and to love and cherish you always.
and to love and cherish you always.
I promise you this from my heart,
I promise you this from my heart,
with my soul,
with my soul,
for all the days of my life.
for all the days of my life.
Dana read. I, Dana, take you, John,
Dana, take you, John,
to be my beloved husband,
to be my beloved husband,
to have you and hold you,
to have you and hold you,
to honor you and treasure you,
to honor you and treasure you,
to be at your side in sorrow and in joy,
to be at your side in sorrow and in joy,
to suffer with you in hard times,
to suffer with you in hard times,
to share with you in prosperous times,
to share with you in prosperous times,
to be transformed by our life together,
to be transformed by our life together,
and to love and cherish you always.
and to love and cherish you always.
I promise you this from my heart,
I promise you this from my heart,
with my soul,
with my soul,
for all the days of my life.
for all the days of my life.
Now it's time for the presentation of the hardware. Have you to wing?
Wing?
Me. Don and Jane have chosen two unique and beautiful symbols as outward expression of their love and devotion to one another. Brilliant blue diamonds adorn both of these rings. Dana, you do the short straw. As you place the ring on the finger, please repeat after me. With this ring, I thee wed.
With this ring, I be wed.
Take it as a sign
Take it as a sign
of my everlasting and unconditional love,
of my everlasting and unconditional love,
with all that I am
with all that I am,
and all that I have,
and all that I have,
from this day forward as your wife.
from this day forward as my wife.
John.
Shuffling.
As you place the ring on Dana's finger, please repeat after me. With this ring, I thee wed.
With this ring, I be wed.
Take it as a sign
Take it as a sign
of my everlasting and unconditional love,
of my everlasting and unconditional love,
with all that I am and all that I have,
with all that I am and all that I have,
from this day forward as your husband.
from this day forward as your husband.
John and Dana, our wish for your marriage is a long life of happiness, where you'll experience miracles both large and small every day of your life together. And by the power of love vested in me by the Universal Life Church of the Internet, and just to keep it legal by the white-haired gentleman over there, the Reverend Dr. Fred Warren, and the state of North Carolina, he's the rep. I can very nearly pronounce you as husband and wife, but first we got to take care of one last piece of business before you begin your life as husband and wife, don't we?
Right.
Get into it, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my supreme honor to introduce Mr. and Dr. Autry.
Pilot error.
We'll just hang here.
Just look forward and smile.
Yeah, baby. Say yeah.
That's good enough.
We're good. She's like, I got a fade. I understand.
So the lovely people at the inn are going to bring over some tables. We have toast and some cake. And we're going to do real short toast. We're not going to do big toast. Those will come later tonight. We're all going to have dinner together.